Welcome back, my fellow Weight Watcher members. Today in this video, I saw a question, something about, tracking points over Thanksgiving, and some people do, some people don't. I was going to address that. I was going to give my opinion on the old cookbooks and then give you let you in on something that I'm going to try, and I'm going to try to test out and see if I can maybe find a little more information about how the exercise points that you would normally have gotten from walks and going to the gym, running on the treadmill, lifting weights, doing whatever you do, those points that you would normally get have been just shaved off. I mean, you get about a third of what you normally get. So I'm trying something, and I wanted to explain what that was, and then hopefully at the end of that trial period, I'll have maybe, some data. Of course, it will only be a very small sample size, but, something I wanted to let you know that I'm doing. So, you guys can, check back, and, maybe I can find a happy medium, between, the points that you would have gotten, because you're still doing the same exercise. You still should get rewarded the same. You're just changing, your eating habits. So I don't understand how that works. I mean, they tried to explain it to me, and it just doesn't make any sense. They're going to give you a third of what you would normally have earned, and then say, well, you can't go in and just, because I said I'm going to go in and add some points because I've earned them, and they say if you do that, it's not going to work. Well, I'm going to test that theory out. But before I go on, if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. Click the bell so you'll know when I post other videos, because this little test thing I'm going to do is going to take probably about another 3 weeks. But hit the like button if you like it, comment down below, share this video with your friends out there, and let's get to this, talking about the point, whether you track whether you track during the holidays or not. I track everything. I always have. Does that mean just I don't look at it and go, oh wow, I've tracked all of this, I can't eat anymore? No, I'm going to enjoy myself. But, I also know that I'm going to go to the gym later and get those points back. Now, that was on the old system. I could go and I could get 30 points at the gym, or easily, and that would be low end, okay? Typical average, day at the gym, I could probably get 40 points. So I can put those points back. So I could eat, 100 points on Thanksgiving, and it's really only going to end up being 60, because I know I'm going to get those 40 from the gym, you know what I'm saying? So today I went to the gym, and so far for the day, I got 16 points, which isn't bad, but, it's not what it used to be. So, back to the tracking thing. I track everything, because then the next day, if you're feeling like, oh, I think I want another piece of pecan pie, and then you go to pull it in and you look and you're like, wow, maybe I should only have a portion of it. Maybe I should, instead of having a, quarter, an eighth of the pie, let me, take a little bit of that off, or, let me eliminate the crust, little things like that. Just, I always use it just to remind me, hey, you've already splurged once. If you continue to splurge and splurge, then you're going to end up putting the weight back on. I mean, I'm a lifetime member. I've been a lifetime 2.5 years now, I think. So I think I know what I'm doing. I'm not trying to sound like, I'm not trying to be arrogant or nothing, but I feel like I know what works for me. And the old program, I loved it, so I'm trying to embrace the new one. So I always just track everything. The cookbooks, in my opinion, those cookbooks that had all the recipes and had it delved out into points, for whatever color you're on, green, purple, blue. Those cookbooks are, I hate to say they're kind of useless, but the recipes will work. You can make them, but I don't know exactly how you're going to make those recipes coincide with the current points plan. Now, I suppose you could take the recipe and then build it into Weight Watchers yourself. So that means, put in all the, put in your, like, let's just say you're making something simple like, maybe chili cheese dip. Okay, well, you have your block of Velveeta. So you figure out how many servings of that are in that block. And then, you figure out the points. And so you put that many points in, boom, like say 48 points. Now you got your can of chili, whatever brand you use. So you scan that, and then you look at how many servings it is, and you put that in there. You could do that with these Weight Watchers recipes, but that's going to take a lot of time. And I don't really think we all have that kind of time. Maybe you do. I mean, I don't. I mean, I barely have enough time to find time to try to do these videos and try to be helpful. So I definitely would not have the time to go through and punch all those recipes in. I mean, I suppose I could do it for a couple of the ones that I really liked, but to me, I think the cookbooks are nothing more than over-glorified paperweights that say Weight Watchers on them, that have recipes in them. I mean, you can eat them. I mean, I just, I don't know how those colors correspond over to the new plan. And I don't attend meetings. I never have. I've always done my own thing and it's worked. So I suppose I could sit at a meeting and ask that question. But I know what'll happen if I don't, get a clear response. It won't be intentional, but I'll end up hijacking that meeting and taking up everybody's time. So that's kind of why I don't go. I mean, I just know how I'm going to be. So, I'm not going to do that to other people that have questions and the meetings benefit them. Great. I just didn't, to me, I didn't see the point in them. So last, what I am doing is I am trying a test, and I'm doing this on my phone, so I can't show you, but what I have been doing is my weigh-in day is on Tuesdays. So at the end of Monday, I go and I look at Monday and I screenshot my points. Looking at, whether I'm, positive on weeklies or negative. And like last week, I was negative 65 and I went up a pound and a quarter, not a pound and a quarter, 1.4 pounds. So almost a pound and a half. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to exercise and go to the gym just like I would normally, on the weekends go longer, but, on work days, just go when I can, like I would normally do. I'm going to eat like I normally would. I'm going to track everything like what this new program wants me to. I'm going to do all that the same. And I'm going to do that for I'm going to try to do it for 4 weeks, which would be about a month. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to screenshot my phone each time that, the cutoff day, the last day of my, week before the new week starts. I'm going to screenshot that. And I'm going to look at the numbers of, right now, I'm going to be negative probably on points again. I mean, it's Thanksgiving, but I went negative on the first week of this new program. So anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and track that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at how much weight I gain over those 4 weeks. And then I'm going to look at how far I was negative in the points. Then I'm going to look at the points that I received from exercise. Okay, not counting walking around regular steps. I'm going to take those out. But I'm looking at the exercise points. And then I'm going to take those exercise points, whatever it was for the week, and I'm going to times it by 3. Because, and I've been doing this for like the last few days I go to the gym. It's like clockwork. I'm only getting a third of what I would normally get when I do my normal routine. So I've been keeping my routine the same. I teach science, so I understand about, how you're supposed to conduct experiments. You only want to have one variable that you change, your independent variable, and then everything else has to stay the same. So that's what I've been doing with all my workouts. So I'm going to take those weekly exercise points, I'm going to multiply them by 3, and then I'm going to take that total, add it all up, and then I'm going to total up all the negative points that I went through for those 4 weeks, and then I'm going to subtract those negative points from the exercise points that I would have gotten, okay? And I'm expecting probably to see that it would probably wash out, it would probably be even. That's what my prediction on this is going to be. My hypothesis is that you can add those points in because you've earned them, okay? Just because Weight Watchers doesn't give them to you, doesn't mean that you can't go and put in 240 minutes on the treadmill to get your 20 points that you normally would get. So like your walk that you walk around the neighborhood that was normally 7 or 8 points and now it's only 1 point. Well, you should be able to go ahead and put in a long enough of a walk to get you those 6 points and put those into your weeklies. But I'm going to do this test and I'm just going to see if it works for me. Now, just because it works for me, I know that doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody. Like I said, this is a small sample size, but that's what I'm doing. And so, like I said, I'll be putting all those into probably a PowerPoint, maybe not a PowerPoint, probably just do like a Zoom call because I don't have any video editing software. I'm not to that stage yet, and I've got to get something like that. But anyhow, I will have it in documents, and I will pull everything up, and then I will show my exercise points for the week that they gave me, and I think it's going to balance out to about 0. And then if it does, what that would mean is you could go ahead and manually adjust your exercise points and manually adjust your weeklies and get them back where they really should be. Okay. So, and then if it doesn't work, then, I don't know. I mean, if I keep going negative, and I don't gain weight, I guess I should have probably mentioned that. I mean, I fluctuate. I go up a pound, down a pound. I've been doing that for the last 2 years, okay? So I'm sitting at like 194 right now. If I end up and I'm at 200, at the end of this 4 weeks, then obviously, I'm not going to probably be able to manually manipulate the points. But if I'm staying where I normally am at, and I have all this negative in the weeklies column, well, then that tells me that, obviously I've been doing enough exercise that those negative weeklies aren't accurate. I don't know if I'm making sense here. I hope I am. Trying to do the best I can with this without, having a way to, write it out and show you while I talk. So anyhow, that's what I'm going to do. This video is approaching the 12-minute, 30-second mark, and I want to go ahead and close it out because if you've watched this long, I really appreciate it. If you would, hit that subscribe button again, hit the like button, share this video with your friends out there. Drop a comment down below, and, I will let you know next week how things are going and what I expect to see. But I would expect to see negative points this coming Monday. So Tuesday's weigh-in. It'll be interesting. Hopefully you'll come back and check it out. Later.